Hey guys, welcome to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy Saturday, happy weekend. I hope we are all well. We're all looking forward to a good weekend of rest, relaxation, football, and hopefully some good transfer stuff to talk about, because there is still plenty to talk about when it comes to transfers, regardless that the Euros is on. The transfer window is now open. You know, there's things that need to be done. There's things and moves that need to be made. So we'll have a bit of a chat today, some sort of Q&A style sort of voting as well. But obviously, we are be talking about the main thing, and the main thing really is the Eberechi Eze news. So I will be talking about that in just a second. I'll let people get a chance to join the live, because some people like to join 5 minutes in and then go, "What have I missed?" Well, I'm going to give you an opportunity. So we'll be talking Eze. I'll be answering your questions and just a general sort of catch up on Spurs transfers, because there's still loads of work to be done. Morning, Spurs. I pray for Eze to join Spurs. So do I. Afternoon, Tottenham, mate. Well, it is still the morning, buddy, unless it's afternoon where you are. Happy weekend, Dan, mate. Happy weekend. Hey, Zane, mate. How are you, buddy? Milton. Milton never misses it, all right? Milton is the guy. He's him, as they would say. On time today. Hope there's some left field announcements to keep Gus going. Callum is on. Do you know what? Callum's on time. And Callum is an OG. If you're not aware and you're new, subscribe, obviously. But if you're not aware, Callum is an OG of the channel. Been a subscriber, probably now over a year. He's one of the guys we look out for in the chat. And he's here. He's made it, which is nice to see, Callum. Callum, I hope you have a bloody good weekend, buddy. 8 p.m. where you are. Oh, James, where are you, buddy? Milton at the pub having a few beers, watching the rugby. Who's on? Who's playing, Milton? I am here, or am I? CDC. You never miss it, buddy. I know you're here. You never miss them. I hope you're well, mate. Hope you're well. Obviously, I hope the weekend so far has treated you well. Obviously, you're a little bit further into your weekend than I am, but I hope it's treated you well so far. Morning, JC, buddy. How are you? Hope the weekend's going to be treating you really bloody well. Roosters versus Eels. Who's winning? Have we signed anyone yet? Not yet, buddy. Not yet. Morning, Sofiane, buddy. How are you? If you're Nagelsmann, who would you start between Havertz and Füllkrug? Probably Havertz, but I do like a Füllkrug. And Germany last night Germany last night definitely made me pause a little bit and kind of go, they weren't very good in the warm-up game, sort of leading into the Euros, but they got going quickly yesterday. I thought, first 10 minutes, you could tell Scotland were kind of going, look, we're not expecting anything from this, but can we just stay in the game long enough? And then Germany with Wirtz and Musiala, Tony Cruz was a Rolls Royce. Gundogan was fantastic. You know, I thought one of their worst players, and this is, by the way, not a dig, because he wasn't bad. I thought one of the worst players was Kimmich, because he just didn't have to do much. Everyone else was doing all the work, which, if Kimmich is one of your worst players and he played well, what does it say for the rest of your team? But yeah, fantastic game yesterday. I was really enjoying it. Awful challenge for that red card. Awful challenge. But that Germany are going to be dangerous. I can promise you that. If you weren't aware of how good Germany were, I think yesterday was probably the first sign that you went, home tournament, they're going to be decent. They'll be a semi-final team at least, for sure. Round at Ange's old hood. Well, you look after it, all right? You look after it for him. Roosters 16, Eels 6. Ooh, tight one. Morning, give me some good news to get me through the working in this horrible weather. Bobby, what do you do for work? And I've got some Eze news. I'm going to just bring it in just a second. Give everyone a chance to join. Obviously, don't worry, I've not said anything about Eze. I'm going to give you all a couple minutes to join, all right? Told you Nagelsmann is a beast. He is a beast. He is. I always rated Nagelsmann. Morning, Dean, mate. How are you? And morning, Marshall. All right, morning as well. Can't say currently working, but we'll catch up with the stream later on. Have a good one. Thanks, Dean, mate. Really appreciate that. Musiala bossed it. He's pretty good, that Musiala, isn't he? He's pretty good. Still hurts that, he could have played for England. That still hurts. Obviously, Southgate wouldn't have known what to do with them, so it doesn't really matter, does it? But could you imagine having those options of Foden and Palmer and Musiala and Bellingham and spoiled riches? Worst player was Andrich, and he was pretty decent as well, CDC. Hansi Flick was such a dinosaur for his team, which is mental, because I think Hansi Flick is much better as a club coach. He was fantastic at Bayern, Maybe fantastic is a strong word, but I think he was good at Bayern. I think he'll be good at Barca, obviously, but Barca are coming against, again, a new revitalized juggernaut in Madrid. So it'll be tough for him, After these Euros, there's going to be some crazy chances between all clubs in Europe. So many gems would be signed. I think probably in the next couple of weeks, we'll start to see some rocking and rolling. And again, you want to get some transfers done by June 30th. That's what I'm saying. Morning, Eze, mate. How are you? Nagelsmann, what? What? Nagelsmann. All right. Sorry, Marshall. Nagelsmann. Morning, cozy buddy. How are you? Morning, Mark. Morning. Yeah, I see it. Well, CDC. I've always said good morning to your CDC. You can't get another one out of me. They're not. You got to pay for the second one, you see. You know. But no, I hope you're all well. What did you miss, Shaquille? Nothing, because I'm about to come to Eze in just a second. I was going to give everyone about 5-6 minutes to get in, so therefore no one can join and go, "What did I miss?" They can kind of just go, "Oh, it hasn't hit yet. That's fine. I can just listen in." Morning, Dino, mate. How are you? What time is it in the UK? It's 11:21 in the morning. 11:21 in the morning. It's been raining all morning, but didn't stop me, as you can tell. Still a little bit sweaty. Didn't stop me going to the gym and getting my work in. Morning, Tom, mate. How are you, buddy? You all right? Hope the weekend's gonna look bloody good for you. Right, so I think we'll start. Let's talk about Eberechi Eze, and I'm glad to tell you we have some good news. So there you go. I'm going to give you a second to digest that you want some good news on Eberechi Eze. It's raining, windy, and freezing in Oz. That's not like Oz, is it? Let me break it to everyone. Eze's going to Man United. Not a chance, lad. Not a chance. Big up, Andy. Hitting the PR on pec flies, 107 kilograms for 6. Nice one, Joshua. As long as you're getting good contraction on those reps, they're well done. All right. Just remember with flies, there's more of an accessory movement. All right. Just remember that. Evening, Lex, mate. How are you? Right. So let's talk. So Paul O'Keefe last night, it was after 10 o'clock. I was pretty much asleep, to be honest. I'm an old man when it comes to my sleep. I need to go to bed early. I wake up at sort of 6:30 naturally now because the sunlight comes through or the light comes through, and it's off to take some pre-workout and head to the gym. But he put out yesterday that Tottenham are now considering their move as Eze is one of their more desired targets this summer. So this is like, if you ever want tier one, this is tier one. This is a real bit of news where you sit there and go, okay, it's confirmed. Spurs are moving for him, which is good, right? Got a little bit more, because sometimes Paul puts out like a tweet. What you really want to read is actually the stuff underneath. The stuff underneath, that's the stuff you want to read, okay? Because people will ask him a question and you'll get more of a definitive answer, or you might get some more intriguing news to go with it. Big up, Clement, mate. Appreciate it. You're more than welcome, Joshua. A PB is always a PB, or a PR, whatever you want to call it. It's always good news to me, as long as you're doing them smartly, safely, and correctly. You know what I mean? My reps are in pints. That'll be me later, Milton. How many Guinnesses can I sink? The answer is a lot. Rec, morning, mate. I'm talking Eze now. Yeah, he's tier one. That we want him. Yeah, exactly, Joshua. He's tier one. Yun Lee. Good morning, Yun Lee. Yes, I got a haircut yesterday. It looks a bit rubbish right now, but that's because I haven't showered post gym yet. I got home and I was like, I need to talk Eze. The shower can wait. Eze is now. Do I drink tea? I don't, Marshall. I know that's gonna cause a ruckus in the chat, but yeah. Morning, James. How are you, buddy? Right. So when I dug a bit deeper into this news from Paul O'Keefe, so someone asked him a question and they were talking about are they meeting the buyout clause? Obviously, we know about the buyout clause being 60 million plus another 8, right? That we know that's the buyout clause. Yeah, I don't drink tea, mate. I don't drink hot drinks. Eze won't come to Spurs Trust. Eze will come to Spurs Trust. I got a game of tennis between Caleb and CDC, especially if Elise goes to Chelsea. There's a release clause, buddy. It doesn't matter. If we bid the release clause, they physically cannot say no. They have to accept it. So looking at what Paul O'Keefe said, he said release clauses get you permission to speak about the whatever the release clause is. So we'll call it 60 million. So release clauses get you permission to speak at 60 million amount of money. It's often how you reach the 60 million and what the seller has put in the exact clause. So even though it's 60 million, Palace go, we in the clause want it to go like this, right? Tottenham are now considering the fee and where they proceed, but they obviously will know the full, precise details. That is very fascinating, okay? The fact that we know the details, the fact we know what the deal will look like, you can obviously you go, look, Palace, we're not going to be able to do this, but how about we work like this? And, you're still going to get your money with your Palace, but it's how you structure it is the way Spurs want to go about it. Because a lot of the times it's like, bang, it's all up front. Spurs obviously aren't. Spurs and any team aren't going to do it. Not if we don't have contract terms of the player. Mate, it won't be issue. It won't be an issue. We'll pay more than Palace. Eze will be easy for the likes of Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool. Won't be easy. Crystal Palace wants 60 million up front, no two ways. Well, that's why we'll have to see what the sort of contract will look like in terms of when they want the release clause and things like that. Don't worry about the 8 million. 8 million's not really relevant. It's more the 60 and what that looks like. The 8 million obviously is what the parameters of that deal will look like. It's like, after X amount of appearances, Palace get paid this. After X amount of goals, Palace have played this, Wasn't there tier 1 news that we'd pay the release clause? I didn't see it, Joshua. He can choose to stay. He can choose to stay, absolutely. But you're completely missing my point, Caleb. I said, if we bid the release clause, Palace have to accept. There's no two ways about it. Absolutely no two ways about it, okay? Glory, Tottenham Hotspur, absolutely Yunli. Tic-tac, Eze's incoming. Oh, honestly, when we get that for Rich Romano, here we go. That's going to hit like crack. I cannot wait for it. Did you know one of my favourites, Pedri, has a 1 billion release clause? Yeah, nobody's ever doing that. But for example, Caleb, give you this example. Pedri. This has nothing to do with Eze. Pedri's got a release clause of 1 billion euros. If Spurs bid 1 billion euros, Barcelona have to accept by law, by contract, everything. They have to accept. I'm good, thanks, Andy. I've been out for a sausage sandwich for breakfast this morning. Oh, class, James. James, I'm expecting with the sandwich, there's a bit of butter in there. Do you have some ketchup or tomato sauce if people don't know what ketchup is, or do you have a bit of mustard in there? Let me know. Levy can start a GoFundMe page to get money for Eze. I think Spurs fans would probably raise that money, knowing us all. But the money they have, don't worry, it's all good. They'll want 6 million, but like you said, it could be structured differently, so it'll be installments, etc. Yeah, they did say one thing that did come out of it was that there'll be a big chunk up front. That Spurs or whoever buys Eze, there is a massive chunk to be paid up front, and then it's sort of broken into smaller amounts as time goes by. Yeah, I don't foresee it being an issue. Let's hope England go out of the Euro in the group stage so we can get Eze sooner. Yeah, CDC, you say that as a New Zealander. As an Englishman, I hope we don't go out early. Just pay it up front and get it done. We don't need to mess around with someone of his quality. Yeah, we'll pay a big chunk up front. I've no doubt about that. I see we're interested in Forfan. Not bad for 25 minutes. Who's Forfan? I had a nice seafood dinner for tea. Ooh. Was there any chips in there, Milton? Or is it a linguine-esque meal? James doesn't need sauce. He has enough. Well, he had ketchup. Oh, a cup of apple juice. Oh, rogue. I know, I'm just kidding. No, I know, CDC. You're trying to yank the old chain, as they say. Morning, Robert. How are you, mate? The French player. Do you mean Youssouf Fofana, Tom? Chips and salad. Solid, Milton. Solid. Tell you what, I went to the rugby last weekend. I had fish and chips at the pub. The fish was coming off the plate. It was massive. And then my brother dared me to sort of take a bite like a sandwich. And I just picked up the fish and just, yeah. Wasn't my proudest moment, but, when you're dead, you're dead. Morning, Clive. How are you, buddy? You did mean Fofana. Yeah. Look, Fofana is to be leaving Monaco this summer. He's supposedly not to be going to PSG. Tell you what, I'll be all over this deal if I'm Spurs. I really would be. I really rate Fofana. He's a different sort of midfielder to what we have, and I'm all for it. Are Scots in the chat? Couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you from the chat, buddy. I feel sorry for you guys. Yeah, it was a beatdown yesterday. But then again, look, that was a game they didn't expect to win. It's what comes next. What you do next is what matters. He'd be very good for 20 mil, very versatile. I think it'd be about 25 to 27 is my guess. We discussed so much Professor Pepper yesterday. I ended up watching a couple of episodes of Peppa Pig with my youngest daughter. No, listen, you just wanted to watch Peppa Pig. Don't make us the reason as to why you did it. You just wanted to watch it. And then you got your daughter and was like, oh no, we're gonna watch Peppa Pig. I know your game listing. Stop mentioning the rugby. I'm still hurting. What about Dean? Or do you mean oh yeah, Bath. Sorry, Dean. Yeah. Bloody good you boys were though. Bloody good. And had you had 15 players on the pitch, I think you would have won. If we pay so much for Eze, do you think we'll sign a top striker? Morning, DGAD. Look, we'll be in the striker market, but you wouldn't expect an Appender, in my opinion. Don't expect like a 60, 70 million pound signing. Not at all. Thoughts on the Bentancur Sonny situation? CDC, let me come back to that because I do have a thought and feeling about that, but I do want to talk about it because it is important. Like the video, by the way, if you haven't already, guys, get some more people in here and we'll have a bit more of a deeper chat about some stuff. So I really appreciate that. And obviously, subscribe if you're new. And also, by the way, guys, hit the bell notification because I think a lot of you sort of join about 6-7 minutes in because maybe you don't realize we've gone live. Hit the bell notification because it will tell you when I'm live. And sometimes gives you an update about 15 to half an hour before to tell you when I am going to be live. Is Fofana a 6 to 8? Just hope that no late comers arrive and sweep him away. And what I mean is Arsenal are a team that could do it. I don't think Arsenal could do it until July, to be honest, mate. What did you have for breakfast this morning? I have the same breakfast, James, every single morning. I have 5 scrambled eggs and a fruit smoothie, some bananas, some fruit. And when I'm bulking and putting weight on, inside the smoothie is oats and peanut butter. But when I'm not bulking, they unfortunately have to leave so I can lose my weight. Any thoughts if Bentancur will be part of for sale? No, I don't. He won't be up for sale. How much will Fofana cost? Mid-20s, mid to late 20s, I think, Sofian. When Rudiger gets goal of the tournament for Scotland, well, he's got their first goal in 25 years. Fofana's an 8. 6 to 8, I think, somewhere in that realm. I think we got a lot of players at 6 to 8, really, sort of that. England prediction for tomorrow, I'm going to go 2-1. I'm going to go 2-1. Do you have fisherman basket in the UK for tea? I don't even know what that is, so probably not. We're going to be the strongest team in Europe. Yunli, I love the positivity. Tony news today. Spurs are back considering an offer, I suppose, because Jimenez is courted by Arsenal that lost. Sesko, look, we'll be looking at a lot of different players. I'd love to take Gallagher over Fofana. It depends what you really want and looking for. Really stupid of Bentancur. Yeah, it was. How would you rate them in order? Fofana, Ederson, Ugarte, and Nana in that order. Ederson 1. Nana, Fofana, and Ugarte. I'm not blown away by Ugarte. Plus, Anana's proven. Ederson's done it in the biggest stages and playing for a good team in Italy. Fofana, I really rate Fofana. And plus, value-wise, they're going to want massive money for Ugarte, and he's just not worth it. What did I miss with Bentancur? I'm coming to it now, Big Mike. Bland breakfast every day, no hot sauce or anything. For me, mate, it's all about fuel. It's what I digest well. And I normally go to the gym after I eat breakfast. So it's about making sure I'm not bloated when it comes to getting in the gym. I need the eggs with the protein, and the smoothie is just more of an enjoyable smoothie. Because I'm losing weight and things like that. Sometimes not all meals, but sometimes meals aren't always the best, But yeah, no, I don't really add to my scrambled eggs. I normally just inhale them. Gallagher suits Ange Ball. Yeah, he does suit Ange Ball. If no right back bought, how about Simon Verting since so many 8 at the club? I doubt it. I think we'll get a right back. Eze should be an Eze's deal to do. That was terrible, James. Fisherman basket is Diet Freeze. We don't have it, but I love calamari, mate. I do like calamari, but yeah, we don't have that. Final just bought a new striker and see us making a move for Jimenez now. Yeah, I expect Jimenez to move on from Feyenoord, but where that'll be, I really don't know because I just don't see a Serie A team coming in for him unless it's maybe a Napoli potentially because obviously selling Osimhen, they're going to be in there. Do West Ham somehow get in there? Do Arsenal? Do Manchester United? Do Chelsea? There's so many teams that need strikers. It's bonkers. You're right. No need to lose weight. I still got to lose a little bit of weight. Marshall, I'm in shape. I've got a 6-pack and everything. It's not a problem for me. But in my own head, I need to lose a little bit more. Not anything crazy, but just a little bit more. Hey, Teddy, mate. How are you? How's the weekend looking? Real Sociedad wants 60 million for Kubo. I wouldn't pay that. Neither do I. Is Tottenham looking forward to signing Kubo? I don't think we'll be signing Kubo. Jimenez is familiar with Richie. What, do they hang out? They buds. They do TikToks together. Richie on TikTok, by the way. I don't have TikTok, but I get sent them. Richie on TikTok is absolutely mental. I love it. Absolutely love it. That'll be a bummer for Napoli. Why would it be a bummer for Napoli? Have I missed the Eze update? I told you, everyone. I said people won't join on time and they'll miss out on the article. You did, my friend. You did, Dragon. I will just repeat what I taught, what the news on for Eze was, just for you, buddy. And if case anyone else has missed it, we have spoken about Eze already. I will talk about it. 60 million for Kubo. We can bid that for Anthony Gordon. Premier League. Gordon's gonna be way more than that, buddy. 42 million is. I'm pretty sure it's 51 million is the release clause, but 60 million euros. So yeah, Dragon. So I talked about Eze, and Paul O'Keefe said that Tottenham are now considering their move as Eze is one of their most desired targets this summer, right? That was the first bit. Paul O'Keefe also added release clauses get you permission to speak about that amount of money, so 60 million. It's often how you reach the 60 million and what the seller has put in the exact clause. Tottenham are now considering the fee and whether to proceed, but they obviously will know the full precise details now, which is fascinating. Obviously, like I said, the fact that Spurs know the details, they know what it will look like. Obviously, Spurs aren't going to want to pay 60 million up front. No team will want to do that. No team would do that, right? Unless they're like, I mean, Mbappe signing on fee 150 million. That's a bit of a different beast, you know. But you know, Mbappe's going to make that back in shirt sales probably. You know, that's how Ronaldo is paid for by Real Madrid and how his wages were paid every year just because of shirt sales. James Rodriguez's deal, I think, got paid off in 2 days because of shirt sales. So, you know, it's that sort of thing. Jimenez will be a bummer going from Osman for this boo-boo. Akram, how are you, buddy? What do you guys think about putting Madders on the right and Eze in the middle so we can have both of them in the squad plus the right winger sorted so we only have to focus on the left? We won't need to focus on the left because Sonny will be there, and I would prefer Eze on the wing over Maddison for me. Kubo is a no for me. He is too small. We already have a player on that position from Rec. Interesting. Madison's playing on the left more than right before. Yeah, he has. We need a striker who is good on the ball, for example, Tony or Xerxes. Well, Xerxes off to AC Milan. Don't know when it gets sold, but it does. He is off to AC Milan. He joined up with the Dutch squad today. I did see that. The Dutch squad just seems like everyone loves each other, which is such a contrast from like the Van Persie, Schneider, Robin days where they kind of all hated each other. They all love each other. You know what I mean? I'm loving it. I'm loving the vibes in the Dutch squad. And I think, will be dangerous this tournament. I really do. That defense is incredible. That defense, when you look at that defense compared to England's, it's just night and day. Because I looked at their defense and I was like, I'm pretty sure we would change our starting like back four in at least 3 of the positions. Maybe you don't change Walker, but you know, you've got Ake, Van Dijk, Van de Ven. You could put those 3 in, and those 3 would go ahead of Trippier, Gueye, and Stones. Because Van Dijk, Ake at centre back, Van de Ven on the left, or Ake and Van de Ven swap over. What choices do you have? It's incredible. The fact that Daley Blind still gets minutes because he's at Girona in Spain, I think he is, and he's doing quite well. Are Spurs looking for a third right winger? Surely Kulu's not a winger. Johnson can't play 50, 60 games as first choice. I couldn't tell you right now, mate. But if you sign an Eze, that might give you more ability to have that choice at a right winger from time to time as well. I think if we sign right winger, it would need to be world class winger because we have wingers who are good on the right. Yeah, and I mean, will we have the money to do that? I don't know. Saw online yesterday that Kuba's weight is 64 kilograms. Couldn't tell you, buddy, but that's about, what, 10 and a half stone? It's not a lot of weight. France hasn't had their traditional Barney and someone going home in a strop yet. They haven't. Or blackmail. They haven't had the blackmail in there as well. That was bonkers. Valbuena and Benzema, bonkers. But yeah, we're waiting for the strop. But then again, they've got rid of a lot of egos, haven't they? We can come far, but the Dutch squad missed that killing mentality. True. See what Xavi Simons gives you. Son left wing, Chiesa right wing. Yeah, it depends on Chiesa's cost, though, because I just think he's going to cost an absolute bloody fortune. The Dutch squad is the dark horse of the tournament, predicting semis, if not further for them. Yeah, they'll be good. They'll be a handful for anyone. Agreed, Robert. Can't really call a player a boo-boo before you see how he plays yet. Have you seen him play in Europe? He's damn good. Just because of Kubo guy. Croatia Spain prediction. Oh, I'm buzzing for that game, CDC. I'm buzzing. I'm going to the pub I'm going to the pub for a friend's birthday, but I'm going to get there 45 minutes early so I can just watch the first half in peace on my own. I'm with a Guinness, of course. I won't be on my own. I have a Guinness with me. I'm going to go 2-1 Spain. But Croatia are never a team to count out in tournament football. They just never are. Okay. And I hope to see a bit of Ivan Perisic. Go on, Perisic. Hi, 8:40 p.m. Melbourne. Hey, Peter, mate. How's the weekend been so far? Hungary, Switzerland. I feel like Hungary might do it. I don't know why. I'm just getting that vibe. We need Parashi to convince Chiesa to join us. Parashi masterclass inbound, according to Rec. As a country, we probably have the best attack in Europe, but Netherlands have the best defense in Europe. Maybe. France have got a good attack. It's just Deschamps doesn't play the nicest foot. Deschamps and Southgate don't play nice football. Is that Sam? Is that Sam and Colby jersey? I don't know what you're talking about, mate. Why not get Dovbyk or Savio? Savio will end up at Man City, mate, and Dovbyk, I believe, is going to Atletico. Does Van der Ven start for the Netherlands? I think he does at left back. Well, that's why I saw him in the pre warm up games. Good. Oh, you're working, are you, Peter? But good to see it's at least been a good weekend. Oh, here we go. And wacky paranormal. What's the news on Eze? God, you're late. Give me a second and I'll repeat it for you, buddy. Modric masterclass wouldn't shock me. You're wearing Sam and Colby sweatshirt. No, I'm not. I'm wearing a Collusion ASOS hoodie. Switzerland, a good team for the neutrals. It's because Switzerland are a neutral. So I rate that. Fair play. If not right back, bought, Jaguzian can play right back. We have a real thing about wanting our centre backs to play fullbacks. I love it. It's really cute. I just want to get a right back. Go and get Vanderson. Go and get Archie Gray. Go and get someone that can actually play right back. Van der Ven plays left back, but there's a chance he'll be on the bench for Blint. Yeah, Blint is, I mean, you talk about, controlling the ball out from the back, Super late, mate. Lol. If it's good news, then it's worth the wait. I can just rewind your live later on. No, dude, I'll repeat it. It's all good. Don't worry. I'll repeat it. Just don't make it a habit. Man, you can't hate on Switzerland. I'm not hating on Switzerland. I just got a vibe from Hungary. Just something about Hungary. Maybe it's because I actually am hungry and I want to eat food. Maybe that's what it is. But I don't think there's a lot between them in terms of full-on talent. But, I don't know. It's just something about Hungary. I just feel like they might be all right. I'll be wrong and they'll get beat 4-0 and I'll come into a stream and you'll all mock me. But I don't know. It's just a vibe that I'm having. Got no dog in the fight, so, How about Cafu? Oh, he's a bit old to be playing for us, is he not? Can we not talk about the Euros, please? Still got PTSD from last night. Alan, it was a tough one. I'm sorry, buddy. But, Alan, all things considered, that was never a game that you thought you were getting from, really. It's about going into the next two games and going out there and doing the business. Go out there, win them, move on to the next round, Is it Hungary, Switzerland in your group, Alan? I'm not really sure who's in Group A with Germany. Alfie Doherty is a perfect fullback for us. I wouldn't say perfect, but he's a good one. Would you rather put Archie in a 6? No, because Archie Gray plays midfield and right back, but where does Pedro Porro really play for the majority of a Spurs game? In central midfield, hence why it'd work. Archie Gray has been mentioned. He's a player that Spurs like. Who's the big one from Hungary? Soboslai. Who else? I don't know, mate. But then again, I couldn't really tell he's in the Switzerland squad. I'll say it like this, all right? I don't really care for either team. I just have a vibe that Hungary might win. Granit Xhaka. There you go, Switzerland. Of course we can hate on Switzerland. They're neutral. We've got to be neutral with them because they're always neutral. Sabi Sesko didn't end up at Arsenal. Yeah, I'm intrigued because obviously they talked about a gentleman's agreement for like the 2025 summer or the 2026 summer that he can leave if the right deal comes in. So we'll see. Switzerland mocked Estonia 4-0 and drew Austria, who had a crazy unbeaten run. Switzerland have always just been a bit of a all right team. That they never blow your socks off, though, do they? Even if they get through the groups and things like that in competitions, they're a quarterfinal team at max. Let's buy Siankov, Guy from Girona, Olmo, Edison, and Gallagher. Oh, I don't think we're getting all that. Godwick Jehovah. That's a hell of a name, but I don't think we're getting all that, bud. I think the only one likely of that is Gallagher. So what's your Group A prediction? Teddy, is it... Help me here. Is Switzerland Hungary in Group A? Because I actually don't know who's in it. I just know Scotland and Germany are. The thing is, if you don't... The thing is, if you lose, don't lose with big numbers. Well, of course, but you're down to 10 from a sloppy challenge, you know? Cafu, I would take the Brazilian Ronaldo and Iniesta instead. I mean, you are talking about a right-back striker and centre midfield there, Sofia, and that's a bit of a leap. Switzerland has Xhaka, Shaqiri, Sommer, Kobo, and Bolo, Zakaria, Amdouni, sorry. Yeah, but Shaqiri, not that great in my opinion anymore. Sommer and Kobo, I mean, it's two keepers. And Bolo, he's no good anymore. Archie Gray's 18, will not play as a six for at least 2 years. Bergvall also 18 as a Tyrosol. Yeah, well, that's what I mean. You know, Archie Gray gives you that rotation in the midfield if you need him to, but usually is that right back. You know, he's going to get regular minutes to develop as well. Then Sesko realised what he was going to be a part of. Yeah, I think Leipzig could be an interesting team next year. I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to sell Olmo. They're selling Openda. Wish they go for that Girona striker. You mean Dovbik? I think he's Atletico bound. I saw Morata's comments. He looks like a guy that's been rattled by it. Galaxy hungry as well. Is he hungry? I'm quite hungry. Terrible joke, sorry. We need to stop looking at our rivals, focus on ourselves. This is the only way to improve. Yeah, exactly. And you said it best. Focus on ourselves and we can control it ourselves. Group A is Switzerland, Hungary, Germany, and Scotland. Well, look, Scotland are probably going to want... Scotland going to want a draw today, thinking about it. Yes, they lost, I know. They're either going to want an absolute beatdown of one of the teams. One of the teams needs to lose like 3-0. But would they take a draw? You know, I could see Scotland getting a result against either of those teams. Absolutely. I guess the way you would look at it, 4 points. Would 4 points be enough for Scotland to get through? Let's say Germany win all their games, right? So let's say right now they're all on 0 after one game. Would 4 points get them through? That's the way I would look at it. Switzerland always do well against the big teams. Yeah. If we were to get Switzerland in the knockouts, I'd be thrilled. How about that? Will England win the Euros or runner-up again? I hope we win it, mate. I really do. Who do you think will be top goal scorer in the Euros? I'm not going to be boring and say like Kane and Mbappe and stuff like that. I said my rogue shouts ahead of the tournament were Füllkrug or Havertz, depending which one starts up front. And ironically, I've set off pretty good on that idea. Where do you think Bergvall will be put in the team? Probably about the 8th position to start off with. So he's got no dependency on defense, but also no dependency to be the creator, and then he can build from there. Hungary, Switzerland in Group A, yeah. And Switzerland also got Akanji and Shah. Yeah, they got some good players. You know, they're never going to blow your mind, though, are they? Then Sesko realised what Graham said he was going to be by being a gooner. I predict a Austria-Albania final. There's something about me that would love that. I know I'm England and I want to win it, but something about watching two teams that shouldn't be anywhere near a final, I'm all for. Bergvall being a rotation. Yeah, I think we rotation start, give him an odd minute here and there, and then build up. CR7. Yeah, I could have gone CR7, but it just feels a bit obvious. Hence why I like the Füllkrug Havertz shout was rogue, definitely rogue, and I'm looking pretty decent so far. Bergvall, yeah, I've done that. Seems like the Dominic Solanke talk is called off. Well, apparently Chelsea are interested in Solanke because he's got a £65 million release clause for the top 6, you know. That Füllkrug finish was stunning. Oh, yeah. Proper finish, that one, wasn't it? 100 million for Emery. That's to like 185. Might think about it. Justin wants to break banks. That's what he wants to do. Suey, Milton says. If Brazil win the Copa America, it's going to be Vinicius Junior Ballon d'Or. And if England win the Euros, it's going to be Bellingham. I've seen that Vinicius Junior's got like 3 goals in 30 games for Brazil, which I think is mad. And in the same time, Richarlison's got 20. Think of that. Which nation will be the dark horse? I'll have a look at the. Let me have a look at the tournament tree so I can have a little look at who's who. You know, What's chances at the moment, big man? Sean. We talked about it half an hour ago, bud. We talked about Eze and the fact that Spurs are official. It's been basically announced that we are in and wanting Eze as a priority target. And we know all the details of what the deal might look like in terms of Spurs, not us. And they're going from there. Can't they go for Füllkrug? Love to have him as our number 9. Dortmund guy, isn't he? Hungry dark horses. Is that because you're hungry or is that because you actually rate it? Got my money on the other Germany guy, Wirtz, being the top goal scorer. Well, you could have a Wirtz guess. John Ratcher, where are you, buddy? I've got my puns out today and he's not here. Denmark dark horse. Yeah, Denmark. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just Chelsea's transfer strategy to copy everyone else. Yeah, well, they have scouts from Brighton and then do the opposite of what Brighton do. Morning from the southwest of France. Need some signings now. Ooh, bonjour, Simon. How are we? Or I should say bonjour, ça va? Well, not now, but we definitely need some signings soon. Cheers, man. Just got in. That's all right, Sean, man. That's all right. That's all right. Ukraine has risen quite a few ranks these years. Ukraine aren't any concern in the Euros. Très bon. Let's have a look at the Euro group stage tables. Let's have a look at them. Right. My dark horse, if it helps, is not going to be Scotland. Right. So I'm not going to go for one of the big boys. I'm not going to go for Spain, the Italies, the Germanys, the Englands, and so forth. Okay. Jesus, I've only just clocked that Holland and France are in the same group and Spain and Italy in the same group. Ooh. Belgium, I don't think will be any good this tournament. Right. I think my dark horse, if I had to pick, might be Croatia, I guess you could say. Maybe. Look at the rest of the teams like Slovakia, Romania, Ukraine, Turkey. Turkey was everyone's dark horses last time and they stunk up the bed. So it won't be them. Georgia, Czech Republic, no. Austria and Poland are in Holland and France's groups. So you can't pick either of them, really. Serbia, Denmark, or Slovenia. Just doesn't wow me. Hungary, Switzerland. I'll tell you what, it'll be one of the Hungary, Switzerland, and Croatia, in my opinion. That's what I'll go for. How about that? Dark horse is Sweden. If Kane was to come back this season, we'd have to, but we have to sell Son. Would you take it? No. As much as I love Kane, Son has been loyal to us. You know, didn't leave us when things started to get worse, if you know what I mean. I love Kane, but Sonny's my guy now. We'll just take Kane back. How about that? Just do that. Please keep your buns hidden. Interesting. Austria, dark horse. Not in the group they're in, dudes. Can't see him getting out of the group. Gibraltar, solid team. England are a dark horse, lol. Can't really say that when we were one of the favourites. I think Turkey surprised this year. Turkey always will make you think they do something, and then they do absolutely nothing. So don't trust them. Belgium is Spurs, good on paper, but we're nothing. I'll tell you what, those Belgium teams that they bloody got Roberto Martinez a manager. It's like it's the golden generation, and they got Roberto Martinez, you know. Slovenia, possible dark horse. Yeah, I'm just not blown up. You know what I mean? When someone goes, "What do you reckon of Slovenia?" I'll be like, didn't even know they were in the Euros. Maybe they get through the groups, but to be honest, I don't have any faith in them. Wait, I just realized Sweden didn't qualify. What? I thought that was common knowledge. Hence why when someone said Sweden, I thought that was common knowledge. Sweden hasn't missed the last 3 tournaments. Terrible defense and questionable midfielders cost us badly. Yeah, listen, I told you about it. You know, Bergvall hopefully develops for ahead of the World Cup coming up in a couple of years. Maybe slide Kulu into that sort of 10 role that everyone seems to rate him at Spurs for, which I'm not blown away by. You've still got Alanga, Isaac, Yorkeres. You know, there's still players there, but will they fit them all in is the question, you know. Turkey has Arda Güler, Dennis Undav, and nobody's. Damn, I thought Dennis Undav was German. No, I know Mark says that Portugal. What I'm saying is he ruined Belgium's like golden generation. He'll probably do it to Portugal. Portugal will be one team that will either go to the final or they're going out in the quarters with a whimper. There will be no in between. I'm Portuguese, but I don't think Portugal will go anywhere near the finals. I hope I'm wrong, but I just have this feeling about it. Well, look, if you look at the Portuguese like squad, you've got some real winners in that squad. You know, everyone looks at the Ronaldos and Pepes, but you know, they've obviously been winners for a decade plus. You've got players like Bernardo Silva in there, massive winner of trophies. You know, obviously Ruben Dias at centre half, João Cancelo. I mean, Nuno Mendes wins trophies at PSG. Yes, they may be, you know, the tin pot trophies of the Ligue 1, but he still wins them. So, you know, I wouldn't don't write off hope just yet. Belgium were a soft team and it had Lukaku as their number 9. They still had studs. They still had De Bruyne. They had Courtois, Vertonghen, Alderweireld, Company, Vermaelen. You know, they had a great team. They just couldn't get it together. Euro 2004 killed me, and my boss at the time was Greek. Yeah, talk about unexpected. How many homegrown players do we need? Well, I'd say let's just wait to see what we sell first. You know, because obviously what we sell will determine how many more we need. Leao, Silva, Felix, Jota, Cancelo. Yeah, Felix isn't good though. I don't rate you for João Felix. The other 4, yeah. I mean, you still got Bruno Fernandes. He's won trophies. You know, Paulinho probably won trophies at Lisbon. So there's still players in that team that have won loads of trophies, and that's the thing with Portugal. Portugal are a team that don't qualify all that well often enough. But I tell you what, when it comes to all chips are on the table, you're playing poker, you go all in. I always kind of look at Portugal like, here they come. Always got to be worried about Portugal. You always do. Big game players all across that team. I'm half Turkish and we'll reach the last 16. Yeah, so that's not a dark horse then, Rek, is it? You know what I mean? I'm trying to pick someone that's going to go deep into the tournament, and that's why I was like Croatia, I guess. Because Croatia, ironically, always do well in tournaments, but they're always that tier below the really big boys. You know, they're tier below the Frances and Germanys. But you can never count them out, can you? Italy's got the best goalkeeper. Absolutely. 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 Vicario's my guy. He's my guy. How many Aussies follow Spurs now? Well, in this chat, mate, in this chat alone, there's quite a few. And in this community, in this page, there's quite a few, but I'd say a lot do, mate. Yeah. I'll tell you what, this is an interesting stat. Of my demographic of like people that watch my videos, my second biggest viewership is from Australia. Can't remember the percentage, but they are my second biggest behind, obviously, the UK. If you can speak any language fluently, what would you speak? It'd be Spanish, mate. It'd be Spanish. Absolutely Spanish. If England don't reach the semi-final, then it's obvious Southgate should be sacked. I would replace him with Ange. I think England under Ange will be unstoppable. Yeah, no, I don't want Ange to go to England. I'd rather Ange at Spurs. You've got Poch and Klopp that are free. Go for one of them. Croatia era is over. Yeah, I don't think Croatia are going to win it, but they'll be my dark horse to go deep into the tournament. Croatia in the semi-finals shouldn't and wouldn't shock anyone. Portugal are stats. Yeah, Portugal have got like Space Jam, the Michael Jordan movie. They've got the Monstars. I'm an Aussie and follow Spurs from the 90s. We love you, Andy. My guy Milton. Appreciate that, buddy. Appreciate that. Yeah, got loads of guys from Australia. Bloody love it. Obviously, you got Mr. CDC from New Zealand as well. We've got Shroomsy's asleep, but we've got Shroomsy from Florida. So we've got America. I think America's my third biggest viewership. I think it is. I can't remember off the top of my head. Hey, man, you got 0.01% from Sri Lanka. Akram, the legend from Sri Lanka. That's my guy. Imagine if England had Modric. Oh, threatening me with a good time. Would you take Thomas Tuchel at England? Probably not. He wouldn't be one of my first options. Poch or Klopp would be one of my first options because I also want to watch England play some good football. And Tuchel, yeah, it's not the prettiest of football, to be honest. Andy, you want to speak Spanish? You can hang out with Cuti. I want to hang out with Cuti and Pedro Porro, Bentancur. Actually, I need to speak about Bentancur, don't I? And all those boys, you know. I can speak a bit, but not a lot, to be honest. Right, so let's talk about. So yeah, Bentancur made a post. He's in an interview yesterday, and it's come across as slightly insensitive and, well, racist towards Sonny, to which he has already apologized, by the way. He has apologized for it. I would assume he would apologize in private to Sonny. He also then put it on his Instagram story, apologizing as well. Look, I don't foresee it being an issue. I think it was a guy who was trying to have a laugh, and it's just not come out the right way. I won't say, I deem this issue over, but I also deem the issue to hopefully between the two guys behind closed doors, fix it. That's what it should be. Don't put it out in the open. Fix it behind closed doors. He's apologized. Sonny would have been like, look, X, Y, and Z. I accept your apology, though, because I think it's a genuine apology. He didn't mean to be offensive, But Tuchel wins. It's like with Jose, his football's boring, but he wins. Well, then give me Klopp. Klopp wins. And his football's way better, But yeah, so I believe that'll be it. The other thing as well, I forgot to mention this. It's not transfer related, but it is to do, I guess you could say, FFP. It said Spurs are looking for a new sleeve sponsor after online car retailer Cinch opted to not extend its deal with the club. They said that the sleeve sponsor wouldn't be featured on kits sold this season, so that'll make a point with FFP probably into, I'd probably say the following year. With obviously you are losing maybe some millions per year not having that sponsorship on the side, so it'll get itself sorted. I'm not worried about it. I don't think we truly need the money this year anyway, so just don't ask Bentancur to tell any jokes. Yeah, unless it's about Uruguay. Spanish is a very good language. I speak English, French, Italian, and I'm learning Spanish. Good man, Sofian. Good man. Yeah, Spanish travels well like English. They both travel very well. Did they actually smitten off of Takefusa Kubo? Doubt it, Shiro. Very much doubt it. Summer fruit squash, lads. Not Kool-Aid. Summer fruit squash. That'll be Van Gogh probably later on telling me off for that. And Marshall as well. Noah says hi. Hello, Noah. Hello, Noah. How are you, buddy? And if we remove all that Premier League hype and aura from the English team, where would you really place England's squad skill by skill, open play basis from all top countries? What in the top 4 of this competition? In the semi-final and beyond. Have we got? Think about this. Have we got better players in Spain? I think we do. Better players in Italy? I think we do. Hang on, I did have the tournament tree up, so I can go through the teams. Have we got better talent than Germany? I think that is as close as you can find. Have we got better talent than Holland? I think across the whole team, yes. But they're not far behind. If they had a couple of better attackers, I think they'd have us. France probably got a better team. We're better than Belgium. Portugal got better than us. So I'd say France and Portugal for sure. Maybe we're level in Germany, and that's why I think within the semi-final is what you would expect. I'm in the camp of anyone but Southgate. Klopp would be great, Josh. Oh, he really would be, Daniel. He really would be. Have they signed a sponsorship with Motor Company? Not for not the side sleeve. Lolo did a no-no. Lolo did do a no-no. How was that Kool-Aid? It was summer fruit squash and it was lovely. Hi, Alice. How are you? England does not have a defence. Stones and Walker might disagree with you. Annie, I'm going to the bar. You want a pint, mate? I'll tell you what, Milton, in about 5 hours, I'd be really keen for a pint. Really keen. I lived in Argentina for 3 years after college and mastered Spanish, and that's also where my love of football comes. Boca forever. Ooh, nice. Tell you what, the Boca Juniors stadium, it's on FIFA. So whenever we play pro clubs, it's not normally me that creates the team. It's one of my friends, and he always goes for La Bombonera. I disagree. Netherlands has a better team than England's. Yeah, but I'm talking about everything. I'm not talking about just like 11. I'm talking about the 26, and I think we've got a better squad than Holland's. Holland's attack is a bit like our defense. Not great. Got a couple of all right guys, but not great. But then our attack, I think, outweighs their defense. I think defensively, starting 11 is great, but I think we've got way more. Really better than Spain. Olmo, Yamal, Nico Pedri, Gavi, David Raya. Well, I mean, there you go, David Raya. That's already why we're better than them. Yeah, we've got a better team than Spain. I'm not worried. I mean, Spain didn't pick Pedro Porro, so I don't know what they're thinking. England has a world-class talent with an economy-class coach. Exactly. That's why, genuinely, I would absolutely be on that, being like, Klopp, you're working for 6 weeks a year with players that you already know, and we'll give you good money for it, I'd be all over Kloppy. And if not Klopp, Poch. I think Poch would take the England job. I really do. That's where I would be going with it. And they both play good football. They both play a hell of a lot more football, hell of a lot more better football than the Southgate, what we have right now. Southgate's a championship manager at best. Cooper says hi. Hey, Cooper. Woof, woof. Klopp would be amazing. I agree. By any chance, are you Dutch? Exactly. Madsy, mate, how are you? What teams do you follow in other leagues? I like Plymouth in the Championship. I've always had a bit of a soft spot for Atletico Madrid, just because they're always the little brother to the two bigger brothers, I like Atalanta. I just think about Atalanta again. It's not that big team in Italy. I like them. I used to like Lille in France, but that was when they had Hazard and Joe Cole. Don't really care anymore. But yeah, I'd probably say Plymouth would be my second team, just because I like Pieface, the FIFA streamer. Hypothetical: if Ange left Spurs, do you anyone in the Premier League would hire him, and who would it be? Do you mean anyone? Other teams? I think City would have him to replace Pep. Obviously, he's part of the City group in theory, so it makes sense. I would say Man United, Chelsea, I probably would say, to be honest. Anyone underneath Chelsea, yeah, pretty much all of them. Not picking Porro is an L move. Oh, absolutely, mate. Bro, England always have a team, but never win a tournament. Well, yeah, we have a team. That's the reason why we're playing. We have a team. Poch or Klopp, I think Vincenzo Italiano would be a good option. He plays attacking football as well. I'd take Klopp. I would. He'd be my number one, then it'd be Poch. And should have a lifetime deal at Spurs. Love it. I follow Spurs, Porto, Dortmund. Oh, Dortmund's a shout. Yeah, Fiorentina, Betis, Celtic, Leon. Yeah, Celtic, yeah, fair enough. A lot of teams there, Milton. Good lord. If Klopp wins the Euros, England would knight him and he'd be bloody deserving of it. Let's get Kvaratskhelia. If we don't get Eze, sorry for being late. Kamagoo, mate. 52 minutes in. I've been wondering where you've been. How are you, mate? How's the weekend looking? We're getting Eze. I've got faith. Tuchel could bang. Yeah, he's just... Yeah, I still would rather Poch. Because we've still got a great team. And if you had a manager that knows how to play some attacking football, and you go, look, we've got Kane, who Poch was the guy that made Kane absolutely bang. We've got Foden, Palmer, Saka, Bellingham, Eze. I mean, even not in the squad, you've got Grealish and Maddison and Rashford, Sterling, if you want to keep him in the loop. The attacking talent is scary. And one thing I was talking about with my hairdresser is I said, actually, I think Saka should start. Which means, Palmer or Foden misses out. But I think Saka should start because I just think we just need something different than just the same. Because Foden, Bellingham and Palmer, all fairly similar. I'm not saying they all are exactly similar, but with Saka, it's a bit more pace, a bit more direct, a bit more running at defenders. And that's why I'd probably have Saka starting in there. And then having, Foden, Palmer and Bellingham, those three between the other two, When Slot fails, Ange will jump to the job. Hopefully never, but Slot can fail and they can get Southgate. Oh, if we got Southgate, I would absolutely lose it. Coys, how are you, Joseph? Mate, you're right. Do we know who will be the next Brighton manager next year now that Zerbi would leave? Yeah, they got the St. Pauli manager. He's about 31 years old. He was a youth teammate of Emre Can. Yeah, they got a St. Pauli manager. Would you take Zerbi? Not at all. Overrated. He's off to Marseille. True, Rec. It's the English FA. They give it to Lee Carsley or Eddie Howe. Both would do better than Southgate. Well, I think Potter at one point was probably waiting around for the England job, being like, oh, I could get the England job, which would be awful. But I think he's going to go to Leicester. And I've never been this person that's been infatuated with the English manager being the England's manager. Not just get me the best option. But they in their heads, they're scarred by Capello and they're scarred by, Ericsson and all these people. And I'm like, yeah, but you've had McLaren, who was rubbish. Allardyce, what was that appointment? Hodgson, really? Southgate, really? Tell you what, if we had a real manager in the last couple of tournaments, Dan, instead of Southgate, would have won at least one of those tournaments, hands down. German manager from St. Pauli, yeah. Ange said he grew up as a Leeds fan. He loved Andy Gray and he loved Liverpool as a young adult. Maybe that's why he wants Archie. Maybe, I don't know. Any chances we get Grealish? Nah, not happening, Milton, mate. Hairdresser mentioned. He has been mentioned. Laguna's been mentioned. Just seen Spurs chasing Kubo and Abraham. No, we're not going for Tammy Abraham. Paul O'Keefe said so. And Kubo, it's not the strongest of sources. It's an all right source, but he's always been on the list of players that we've been keen on, but it doesn't mean we're going to go for him, you know. Right, I'll have a quick little look, see if there's any news that I need to tell you about. But give us a second. I haven't done any polls. Apologies. I should have done some polls. I've just seen someone tweet Kai Havertz assist. He reminds me of Prime Messi. Twitter's an awful place. Well, not anything at the moment. I totally agree with you about being with a proper manager. Just get me the guy that can play good football, an attacking manager who actually can manage. Granez in the first weeks of the window would be great. So good. Does David Moyes have a new gig? Not at the moment, no. He'll be brought into a new role probably November, December time when someone sacks a manager in the Premier League. He is a guy that can build a club. He may not take he won a European trophy, like fair bloody play to him. Won a European trophy. Yes, he maybe won't take you top 4 and things like that. But if you give David Moyes a few quids, he'll easily make you mid-table, no issues. He's a good manager, David Moyes. This guy is really underrated. Oliver Glasner. Imagine him being an English manager. But he'd be the English media would love him and then they turn on him. Kai the Giraffe was good yesterday. He was. I just saw that tweet and I was like, Prime Messi, really? Okay. Neil Warnock for next thing the manager. Oh, those memes of Neil Warnock's, it'd be unreal. Any question, who has better looking girls, Oz or UK? Oz. So let's do this. This is my only poll that I'm doing today. And I want you to vote on it. And I want you to think who it is, not who you'd want it to be. Let's put those 4 in there. All right. For your information, Twitter X has 76.2. Not sure what you mean, mate. Wow. Oh, 76 bots. Sorry. No, this was someone that tweeted it, like actual themselves, you know. Wow, Sonia. Yeah. So look, it's just I've been to Australia. I've seen it, and you know, bonkers. I saw a girl ping a football 60 yards, and it hadn't even touched the floor, and I was like, "What?" Stephen Gerrard, next England manager, definitely not. He is a Saudi boy. And you dissed all the young women in the UK. I haven't dissed them whatsoever. There's very many lovely, lovely ladies. It's just Australia has my heart. Klopp for UK gaffer. Hell yeah. I'll be so... Oh, could you imagine Klopp? I think this is what everyone thinks. It's Klopp or Poch. If I had to pick, I think it'd be Poch. And I wouldn't be unhappy at Poch, by the way. I really wouldn't be. But Klopp would be unreal. Try to convince Pep. Nah, because they're going to get a new manager this summer and Pep will still be City manager. I also think Pep probably would go maybe the Spanish manager route. I don't know what Pep would do for the next. I don't know what Pep would do for a next role because obviously he's done Spain, he's done Germany, he's done England. He's not going to go to Italy where there's no money or PSG was, you know, when it's PSG. No, I don't know what I think Pep might just take a year out of football, to be honest. He's been at it for a long time. He'll probably take a year off football, come back, because he said he's never going to be Barca manager again. Would he ever do the Bayern gig again? Could do the Bayern gig again, maybe. That'd be bad news if we ever wanted Kane back, though. Because if Pep ended up going to Bayern, maybe a year's time, let's say company wasn't very good and he ends up there, good Lord, we'll never get Kane back because Kane will then get Pep, you know? for you, it's got to be between Klopp and Poch. Yeah, same. Annie, we love you in Oz. I'm glad, mate. I'm glad they do. Build up my fan base in Oz for me, Milton. I'm not English, so I voted Southgate. Keep him forever. Never let him leave. Ed M, you terrible man. I heard that Pep is thinking about Netherlands or Spain. What manager role, like the national team or club? Southgate can't even get the best out of Foden. Yeah, Foden looks like half the player. Who are the next generation of young England managers who play modern attacking football having trouble naming names? Well, Potter probably was one of those newer guys, but he's no good. I guess you would probably say Liam McKenna. That's the main one. Pep going to be out of job soon enough. Probably in about a year's time, he'll go. Pep to Saudi. I can't see it. Pep goes to Bayern. Yeah, maybe. I'm Swedish, so I voted Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for next England manager. Failing Norwegians make us smile. Damn. Who chose Southgate? Evidently a few people. Pep takes company's place at Bayern. Yeah, maybe. National team. Yeah, maybe Spain role. Maybe. Carrick and McKenna. Yeah, Carrick you could throw in there. I think McKenna's the main one. So, right, it looks like Klopp's kind of won this poll, 50 to 41% over Poch, and Tuchel and Southgate made up 9%. So, interesting. I think we're all pretty on board. Either one of those would be good, but it'll be between one of those two, honestly, I'd love it if it was Poch. I really would. Not Poch, Klopp. I really would. Wolves manager. Yeah, Gary O'Neill. Doesn't play the sexiest of football, but I feel like once he gets more of his own players in there, he would start to get him going. Because obviously he only joined Wolves right before the start of the season. So I think Wolves might be better this season because they got screwed by VAR last year. So it can't get any worse in terms of VAR. I think they get better next season. Rob Edwards, yeah. The thing is, Rob Edwards, I think Luton in the Championship would be very good. Again, I can see Luton coming straight back up, if I'm honest. Saudi has the unlimited cash flow. Yeah, but you got to want players that are going to want to go there, Pep to Spanish team Girona, in my opinion, I think his brother is on board there. I think his brother's, yeah. I think one thing I'd say about the Girona is I feel like Pep might go there if they built up the club a bit more. It might just be one step too soon. Whereas if you can build up the club, it's like with City. He never went there when City first started getting all right. He went there after a good few years. Super long shot, but I'd love to have Pep manage the USA team. I think it'd be an amazing challenge for him. I think other national teams would probably try and get in the way of that, Robert. When do you think we'll sign Eze and will we get a striker? We'll go for a striker. Will we get one is another question. When do we reckon we'll sign Eze? Probably before June 30th, I'd say. That's my guess. It's a hunch. He's definitely going somewhere random like Russia. Not right now, he's not, no. Obviously, if you are, by the way, if you are new and watching this, do subscribe. We always have these, we always have chance to talk, but we always end up rambling about other things, and that's the beauty of this channel. And also, yeah, I have finally made some progress on the gaming channel side of things, by the way, guys. I have finally started to make progress on it. Hopeful either Sunday or into next week, I'll start doing some live gaming stuff. I do it on a separate channel. I will let you all know what it is. Don't worry. And we'll play all kinds of games. We'll play games that you guys fancy. We'll play games that are maybe new, some more old school games, and we'll get them all up on there. We'll have a good bloody laugh about it because there's some games where I'm great, and there's some games where I am shockingly bad, and you'll find it fun both ways. I'm not a pro gamer, all right, I promise. Maybe AC Milan, yeah, but the money in Italy is just not good, so it needs to be a bit better, Those who pick Southgate should be seriously looked at. I think they're doing it as a troll, Sofian. We signed as a 25th of June, my prediction. 10 days' time, Justin reckons. Interesting. Which games do you play? I play Star Wars Battlefront 2. I play... I always do this. I always forget what I play. Hang on. Excuse me. You'll probably hear the noise of the PlayStation in the background. Star Wars Battlefront 2, bit of GTA. I play some NBA, a bit of FIFA, Rocket League, Madden. I love me some God of War, Skyrim kind of thing. But yeah. Shiro said he'd be there. Love it. Who do you want for striker? Who do I want? And who do I reckon we're going for are two different things though, mate. Because who do I want? Harry Kane. Who do I think we'll get? Someone like a Jimenez, Tony sort of vibe. Spurs just signed Defoe, Crenshaw, and Crouch back. We got the gang back. Oi, the vibes are back in town. Unless he said he wants Euros ended first. There's been no real talk about wanting that ended first. Inter, PSG, or Arsenal. I can't see Pep at PSG. I really can't. I always thought the next manager of City would be Luis Enrique, though, and I don't think that will happen now. You play Apex. I used to, Shiro. I used to. Stop playing it probably about 2 years ago. You know, I used to play things like Fortnite and Warzone, but stopped playing them as well. Warzone just gets too sweaty now, and I'm not really interested in Warzone. But Black Ops 6 comes out. See how that looks. If it's any good, then I might play it. Nice, says Rec. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, we'll have the gaming channel up probably next week. We'll do some good stuff. More of a chilled vibe. Get to see me in Battlefront 2, where I'm a bit sweaty in Battlefront 2. I'm pretty good at it. Give me Palpatine and just get out of the way, as I always say. You know me. Do I play FM? I don't, because if I did, mate, I'd lose my life to it. I am a guy who gets addicted to Football Manager. Championship Manager 102. Best computer game I've ever played. FIFA, absolute. Yeah, it's just the gameplay just at the moment. It's just rubbish, though. I haven't played it in weeks because it's just, I mean, I can see it on my screen. I just have no interest in playing it because it's just, the gameplay is so bad. I'd only play Pro Clubs. It's the only thing I would play. Can't see Pat managing there. No, neither can I. Neither can I. So yeah, we'll have the game channel up. Good laugh. We'll probably do it though, and it won't be as ideal for some people. But you know, at the weekend we'll obviously do some stuff. But like in the week, it'll probably end up being UK time in the afternoon. So I know it's not great for some of the Aussies and stuff like that. But we'll do it live, and we'll have some good fun with it. All right. But yeah, we'll sort of go from there. Right, I'm going to head off because I'm going to go enjoy some PlayStation and have some food and relax. I thank you all so much for joining me. I very much appreciate your company on a miserable Saturday morning. Milton, enjoy the pub. All right, mate. Make sure you have a few schooners for me, mate. I will catch you all tomorrow for sure. We'll talk some more transfers. Obviously, England play tomorrow, so big up England. Enjoy the weekend, or enjoy your Saturdays, at least, because I'll see you tomorrow. But enjoy your Saturdays, everyone. Look after yourself. Stay safe. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care, everyone. See you later.